Your mother who passed away has been begging to tell you something. God says, open this message the second you see it. She is closer than you think, and this is her last message. You are not here by accident. This moment has been planned in heaven. The words you're about to hear carry the weight of eternity, the love of a mother who has crossed into glory, and the voice of God reaching into your soul right now. Don't scroll. Don't walk away. You've been crying in silence. You've been carrying burdens no one else can see. You've been aching for answers in the dark of night, and this is the moment the light finds you. Everything is about to shift. Everything is about to be revealed. Stay until the end, because heaven is speaking to your heart through this. If you can feel this in your heart, comment Amen right now to seal this moment with faith. God wants you to know that your mother has not been lost. She has not disappeared into some cold silence. She has been held in the hands of the Almighty, wrapped in His glory, surrounded by peace that no pain can touch, and she has been watching over you with a heart burning with love. She is not gone. She is just beyond the veil, in a place where there is no more suffering, no more sorrow, and no more tears. She sees your pain, and she has been crying out in the presence of God, longing for you to know that she is with Him, and she is still with you. You may not hear her voice, but heaven hears her prayers. You may not feel her arms, but her love has never left. She has walked through the gates of heaven, but her soul remains near, closer than your next breath, closer than the sound of your heartbeat. God has heard her longing for you. God has seen her tears, and in His mercy, He is allowing this moment to reach you. Right now, this is not just another message. This is an answer to a cry you didn't even speak out loud. This is her voice reaching across the divide through the Spirit of God. She wants you to know that she sees your struggle, and she has been praying for your strength. She knows how hard it's been for you lately, how you've felt like giving up, how you've questioned your purpose and your path. She knows the nights you couldn't sleep, the days you felt like breaking. She has been interceding for you, speaking your name in the presence of the King. Her heart has not forgotten yours. Her love has not weakened. She has begged God for this moment, for your heart to open, for your ears to hear. Like a whisper carried by angels, this message comes to you now because God honors the cries of a faithful mother. He saw her love for you even beyond death, and He wants you to know that He has not forsaken you. He has not left you alone. You were never abandoned. Even when the world fell silent, even when your arms felt empty, even when your prayers felt unanswered, God was holding you. He was covering you. He was waiting for the right moment to reach you like this. The battles you've been facing are not signs that God is far. They are the very places where His power is about to be revealed. Your mother has been standing in the glory of heaven, pleading for your breakthrough, and God has heard her. You are not forgotten. You are not invisible. You are not beyond the reach of love. Heaven has been watching, and now heaven is moving. Your mother says to stop blaming yourself. Let that go. That guilt you carry in your chest, the what-ifs, and the I should have said more, thoughts that wake you in the night, release them now. She is at peace. She wants you to have peace too. She says, forgive yourself. She says, let God heal you. She says, live the life she prayed for you to live. She says, walk in the light again. She says, God is not finished with you. God is whispering through this very moment that your pain is not the end. It is the beginning of something holy, something beautiful, something eternal. The loss you feel is the echo of love too deep for words. But even that ache is being transformed by the hands of your Creator. He is making all things new. Even now, His Spirit is wrapping around your heart, healing the places no one else has touched. He is near, so close, so ready to restore what has been broken. If your heart is still open, if you've made it this far, if something deep inside you is stirring even though you didn't expect it, then stay. Stay in this moment. There is more God wants to say. There is more your soul is ready to receive. You have not stumbled into this accidentally. This is an appointment from heaven. If you believe this message was meant for you, please take a moment and like this video. You are not alone in this. Others need to hear it too. Let the Spirit of God move freely in your heart right now. Let the tears fall if they come. Let the memories rise, not to haunt you, but to remind you of love that never died. Your mother loved you with a love rooted in God's own heart, and that kind of love never ends. That love is eternal. That love is still alive. That love is carrying you even now. She is closer than you think. Not in the shadows of grief, but in the light of glory. Not bound by time or space, but present through God's Spirit. She watches, she hopes, she intercedes, and she rejoices in what is coming for you. Because God is about to turn your mourning into dancing. God is about to restore your soul. God is about to answer the prayers you forgot you prayed. He is faithful. Hold on. Keep walking. You were not left to survive on your own. Angels have been sent. Miracles have been released. And your mother, through the grace of God, has left you this message so you would know this is not the end. This is the beginning of healing, the start of a new chapter written by God's own hand. If you believe healing is already beginning, comment 1111 below to seal it with faith. Your mother wants you to laugh again, to smile again, to live fully again, not in guilt, not in sorrow, but in the strength of the one who conquered the grave. She wants you to know she is not lost, she is found, and she is watching you rise, one day at a time, by the grace of God. Not once has she forgotten the child she once held, the one she still holds in spirit through the unbreakable thread of eternal love. She has been speaking, not with words that fade, but with the kind of love that echoes in heaven's throne room. And now, through the mercy of God, that echo has reached you. You are not imagining the moments when you feel something near, when you think of her suddenly, or when her voice seems to whisper from nowhere. Those moments are not coincidence. They are divine touches, allowed by God, reminding you that love is stronger than death, and the bond between a mother and her child, when rooted in God, cannot be broken by the grave. She is still loving you. She is still speaking over you. And in this moment, she is reminding you that God has not let you go. The tears you've cried have not gone unnoticed. The nights you've spent searching the ceiling for answers, the days when it felt like no one could truly understand the weight you carry, those moments have been seen by the one who sits on the throne. God has watched you with compassion, and your mother has stood beside him with hope in her eyes, praying that you would not give up, praying that you would hear this when the time was right. This is that time. This is the appointed moment. The heavens are leaning close, and God is placing his hand over your life with tenderness and purpose. He is saying that what was lost will not remain lost. He is saying that your heart will not remain shattered. He is speaking healing, restoration, and renewal. Your life still matters. Your voice still has power. Your journey is still holy. Even through the ache, you are walking through something sacred. Comment 222 if you trust that healing has already begun. There are things your mother could never say with words. Things too deep, too sacred, too eternal to be expressed through anything but the Spirit of God. But right now, that Spirit is resting on your soul, and if you listen with your heart, you will feel what she's been trying to say. She wants you to know that she sees the strength in you, the way you've kept moving even when you felt like breaking. She sees the love you've held on to, even when it hurt. She sees the prayers you've whispered in the dark, and she wants you to know they are not in vain. Every prayer, every cry, every longing of your heart has been caught by God like drops of rain into his hands. He has not wasted one. He is gathering them, and he is turning them into a harvest of healing, of peace, of breakthrough. Your mother says, "Don't let the silence of this world make you believe that heaven is quiet. Heaven has been roaring over your life with grace. Heaven has been fighting battles on your behalf that you never even saw. God has been shielding you from things that would have destroyed you. The enemy tried to take your mind, your peace, your hope, but he failed. Because you are covered, because God's hand is on you, because your mother's prayers never stopped. There is a new light breaking through for you now. It's not just a change in your emotions or a shift in your feelings. It is a supernatural turning of the tide. The darkness you've walked through is not permanent. The confusion, the heaviness, the doubt, they are lifting because God is speaking a new word over you. He is saying, "Rise." He is saying, "Breathe." He is saying, "You are still chosen. You are still loved. You are still walking in destiny." Let your heart receive this truth. Let the weight fall off your shoulders. God never required you to be perfect, only to be open. Your mother wants you to stop punishing yourself for things you cannot change. She wants you to live in freedom. She wants you to take every day as a gift. She wants you to open your eyes in the morning and remember that you are deeply loved by heaven. This is not about pretending that the pain never happened. This is about letting God walk you through it, step by step, until joy comes again. It's about learning to hear your mother's love in the rustling of the trees, in the quiet moments when your heart feels warm without reason, in the peaceful silence that sometimes surprises you. That's her. That's the presence of God using her love to hold you. You were not made to stay stuck in sorrow. You were not meant to live in constant regret. The memories that once hurt can become healing when you give them to God. Your mother's final message is not one of loss. It is a message of hope. She says, "You are more than your grief. You are more than your mistakes. You are more than your past. You are becoming someone beautiful, shaped by love, guided by grace, and protected by the hand of God himself. This journey you're walking is not random. Every step has been watched over. Every door that closed, every moment that confused you, every season of silence had a purpose. And now, the season is changing. Now, the winds of heaven are blowing again, and the Spirit of God is awakening something inside of you. Dreams you buried are being stirred, hope you forgot is being reborn. The parts of you that felt numb are coming alive again. Your mother's presence is real, not in the physical sense, but in the way her love still carries you, still surrounds you. She walks with you not in body, but in spirit, and always under the wings of your Father in heaven. You have never walked a day alone. You have never fought a single battle without heaven standing guard. The road ahead is still full of promise. Let your heart believe this. Let the truth settle deep within. Your mother is at peace, but her love is still at work. Through the power of God, that love is moving mountains for you. That love is calling you forward, urging you not to give up, not to settle, not to forget who you are. God says you are his child. You are his beloved. You are his miracle, and he is not finished with you. The pain you've felt is not your ending. It's the soil where something new is being planted, something that will bloom in its time. Your mother has not only been interceding in the presence of the Lord, she has been asking him to reveal himself to you in a way that would shake the ground beneath your feet and remind your soul who you are. You have not lost her. You are finding the part of her that never dies, the part rooted in God, living in the light, watching over you with love that will never let go. God wants you to know that what you are going through is not punishment. It's not abandonment. It's the making of something deeper in you, something that can't be shaken by storms or silenced by grief. Your tears are not weakness. Your confusion is not failure. Every cry of your heart is being held in God's hands, and your mother has seen those hands holding you. She has begged heaven to send you this moment of peace, this breath of comfort, this reminder that you are not walking alone. If your spirit feels even the smallest touch of this truth, comment 333 to declare your faith. There are moments in life when heaven opens just wide enough for a message to get through, and this is one of them. This is not about your past. This is about what God is doing right now. This is about the healing that is coming not only for your heart, but for your family, for your future, and for the legacy you carry. Because your mother didn't just pray for your survival, she prayed for your calling. She prayed for your destiny. She prayed that you would walk in everything God designed for you before you were ever born. You are not too late. You are not too broken. You are not too far gone. You are exactly where God knew you would be when He chose to send this message. Every moment of your life has led to this point, and this point is where the tide begins to turn. Heaven is no longer silent over you. The silence you felt was never rejection, it was preparation. Now God is speaking again. Now the Spirit is moving. Now the prayers of your mother are beginning to bloom in your life like seeds watered by your tears. She has been standing in the glory of God, and in His glory she has found perfect peace. But peace did not make her forget you. Peace made her love you even more purely, even more fiercely, even more deeply than she ever could on this earth. That love has reached the heart of the Father, and the Father has chosen this moment to let you know you are heard, you are held, you are still chosen. The battle you've been fighting in your heart, that war between despair and hope, between giving up and pressing forward, is coming to an end. Not because you are suddenly strong, but because the Spirit of God is stepping in to fight for you. Your mother didn't just pray for relief, she prayed for resurrection. And God is bringing dead places back to life. He is breathing on dry bones. He is restoring joy that was stolen. He is lifting heaviness that you've carried for years. You may have felt alone in the crowd. You may have smiled through tears and laughed while silently breaking. You may have convinced everyone that you're fine while you silently wish someone would just see through it. God sees through it. God has seen every hidden ache, every moment of heartbreak that you didn't have words for, and your mother saw it too. She saw the strength you used just to make it through each day. She saw the courage it took just to keep going. She saw the way you kept loving others even while your own heart was hurting. God honors that kind of love. God responds to that kind of faithfulness. Even if you felt far from Him, He never moved away from you. Even in your silence, He heard the cry. Even in your numbness, He felt the weight of what you carried. Your mother stood before God, lifting your name like incense before the altar, and God has remembered what you are stepping into now is more than just comfort. It is a new season. It is a shift in the atmosphere around your life. God is bringing divine appointments, unexpected favor, and supernatural clarity. The things that have been clouded in confusion are coming into focus. The heaviness that clung to your shoulders is being lifted. The doors that were closed without explanation are about to swing wide open in ways that only God can explain. Your mother's message is not only one of comfort, it is one of calling. She believed in who you are. She saw greatness in you even when you couldn't see it in yourself. She saw purpose in your life when you felt like nothing mattered. She saw how God placed His hand on you, even in childhood, and she never stopped believing that He would finish what He started in you. This is her final message because it is meant to push you into a future that no pain can steal and no loss can stop. She says you can still become everything God designed you to be. You can still find joy again. You can still dream again. You can still walk in freedom, not chained to the past, but empowered by grace. You are not meant to stay broken. You are meant to rise. You are meant to shine. You are meant to carry her love into every place you go. Her legacy lives in you, not just in your memories, but in your kindness, in your strength, in your fire to keep going, and in the quiet way you care for others. All of that is her. All of that is God in you. Your story didn't end when she passed. Your story is still being written, and she is cheering from heaven as every page turns. Don't give up. Not now. Not when you're this close to breakthrough. Not when heaven is this close to your soul. The Spirit of God is surrounding you even now, wrapping around every wound, filling every empty place. Let Him carry you. Let Him hold you where no one else can. Let Him remind you that your name is written in heaven, not in ink but in blood. The blood of Jesus that never forgets, never lets go, never stops loving. She did not stop being your mother. In the presence of God, that identity only became more holy, more tender, more eternal. And she has been asking God again and again to let her love reach you not in memory, but in spirit. And now it has. You may not feel it every day, but you've been carried. You may not see it clearly, but you've been covered. You may have thought your prayers were lost, but they've been held in heaven, protected and preserved until the right moment. This is that moment. This is when God begins to unfold everything your heart was too weary to hope for. This is when the light begins to seep through the cracks in the walls you've built around your heart. This is when the healing you didn't know how to ask for begins to take root. Comment 555 if you can feel God's peace slowly entering the room you're in right now. You see, your mother's message is more than a whisper of comfort. It is a divine stirring, a reminder that even the most painful endings are not the final word. God always writes in full circles. He always completes what He begins. And the ache that you carry, the longing that never really goes away, is being met by something far greater than sorrow. It's being met by purpose, by promise, by the kind of peace that comes only from knowing God has never stopped writing your story. Your mother stood in that place where there is no time, where there is no separation, and she saw you. She saw the path you've walked. She saw how hard it's been to stay kind in a world that hasn't always been kind to you. She saw the moments you almost gave up, the nights you told God you couldn't take one more step, the mornings when getting out of bed felt like a battle. And she cried out not in fear, but in faith. She believed that the same God who carried her would carry you. She believed that her prayers would become the very wings that lifted you out of the pain. You've been asking for a sign, even if you never said it aloud. You've been hoping God would speak in a way that couldn't be missed. And that's what this is. Her love, amplified by eternity, carried on the breath of the Spirit, made its way to your heart, and wrapped itself around you like a warm blanket in the cold. Not to haunt you with memories, but to fill your chest with breath again. To remind you that love like hers never ends. To remind you that you are still seen, still known, still held. God has not overlooked your sorrow. He has not turned away from your grief. He is walking you through it, hand in hand with the prayers your mother placed at His feet. You are being guided, not only by the hand of heaven, but by the love of the one who brought you into this world. She is closer than you think, because the Spirit of God is closer than your skin, and her prayers have become part of that holy wind that surrounds you. There are places in your heart that have been silent for too long. Places you closed off, afraid to revisit, afraid of the pain, afraid of remembering what you lost, but God is gently unlocking those doors. Not to overwhelm you, not to crush you, but to let the healing light of His presence wash through every corner. He is not asking you to forget. He is asking you to let Him carry the weight you were never meant to hold alone. Your mother never wanted you to walk through life dragging chains of sorrow. She never wanted her absence to become your prison. She wanted her life to point you toward God. And now, even in her passing, her voice is echoing the same truth. God is not done with you. God is not far. God is not angry. God is not distant. He is right here, right now, whispering to the places no one else can reach and promising that beauty is still possible. She is speaking through this moment, with every word wrapped in light, and her message remains clear. You are loved beyond reason. You are held beyond measure. You are not expected to pretend you're fine. You are not required to hold it all together. You are allowed to feel this pain, but you are not meant to live in it forever. Grief is real, but it is not your identity. Loss is real, but it is not the end. There is still life in you. There is still music that your soul will sing. There is still laughter that will rise again. There are still dreams that haven't been fulfilled, promises that have not yet been revealed, and blessings that are already being prepared. Your mother sees this from where she is, and she rejoices, because her greatest joy was never in what she accomplished, but in who you are becoming. She wants you to know that heaven celebrates you not because you are perfect, but because you have survived, because you have kept going, because you are still here. And that means your purpose is still unfolding. You may not understand how God is going to redeem the pain, but He will. He always does. Nothing is wasted in His hands. Every tear, every prayer, every sleepless night is part of the story that He is turning into redemption. There is no shadow too dark for His light, no heart too broken for His healing, no past too heavy for His mercy. You are not defined by what you've lost. You are marked by what you are about to walk into. And the same God who welcomed your mother home is walking beside you every step of the way. Let Him carry you now. Let your heart rest. Let the weight lift from your chest. You don't have to be strong alone. You don't have to pretend. God sees through it all, and He loves you completely. Your mother's voice is part of that love, reminding you that her last words to you were not spoken with sorrow, but with peace, with hope, with the quiet confidence that God would keep you in ways she no longer could. From where she stands in the presence of God, she has seen every silent tear, every restless night, every moment you've had to be strong for everyone else when you yourself were breaking inside. And she wants you to know that you were never meant to carry it alone. You have been braver than you know, stronger than you realize, and now it is time for that burden to be lifted. She has been closer than you think, not just watching over you, but pressing her prayers into the heart of God. And God, in His mercy and great love for you, has heard every one. He has not delayed in bringing comfort to your heart. He has been preparing this moment, this divine intersection of your pain and His healing, your sorrow and His peace. There is nothing accidental about this encounter. This is the moment her voice reaches your heart in a way words never could. Comment 1212 if you believe that God is lifting the weight off your heart today. Your mother's love has not faded with time. It has only grown purer in the presence of God. And she wants you to feel how deeply she still loves you, how proud she is of who you are, how deeply she believes in what your life still holds. She sees the unseen parts of you, the quiet kindness, the faith that survived the storm, the hope that flickers even when everything feels dark. She sees all of that, and her love continues to rise like a river around you, wrapping your soul in a warmth that death could not take. God allowed this moment, because your spirit has reached a point of readiness. You may not feel strong, but you are open. You may not have all the answers, but you are willing to hear. That's all He needs. God moves in those quiet spaces, the ones we rarely let others into. He moves through the cracks in your heart, not to expose your pain, but to fill it with His love. That's what this is. The Spirit of God, through the faith of a praying mother, coming to let you know that even now, you are not alone. This is more than remembrance. This is redemption. This is restoration. This is a divine reminder that you are part of something much bigger than the ache in your chest. You are a piece of a story that heaven is still unfolding. A story where love conquers death, where sorrow becomes sacred ground, where God Himself enters the pain and breathes life into what was lost. And your mother is part of that story still. She is not just a memory. She is a witness to what God is doing in you now. You don't have to rush the healing. You don't have to pretend the pain is gone. God meets you in the truth, not in the mask. He meets you in your tears, not in your performance. He meets you in your longing, in your questions, in your quiet prayers that no one else hears. Your mother heard them too, and her prayers became wings that carried your name into the throne room of heaven. She wants you to stop apologizing for your grief. She wants you to stop hiding your ache. She wants you to know that mourning is not weakness. It's love. It's the echo of what was real. But she also wants you to know that you are allowed to live again, that you are allowed to laugh again, that you are allowed to be whole again. She doesn't want her memory to chain you to the past. She wants it to push you forward toward the life God still has for you. There is so much more ahead. The road hasn't ended. The light hasn't gone out. God has been preserving you for something greater, something deeper, something more beautiful than anything you've seen before. And even though it's hard to see beyond the fog of pain, your mother sees clearly from heaven's view. She sees how God is going to use your story to bring light to others. She sees how your heart, softened by sorrow, will carry compassion that heals those around you. She sees how your faith, tested by fire, will shine brighter than it ever did before. You are not standing in ruins. You are standing in a place where new things grow. The ground you thought was barren is being touched by God's hand. The seeds planted through your mother's prayers are beginning to push through the soil. It may take time, it may still hurt, but something is growing, something holy, something lasting, something that her love helped plant and God is now watering. You are not forgotten, not in heaven, not on earth, not by God. You are remembered by name. You are known by heart. You are held by hands that will never let go. And your mother's voice, full of grace and peace, is reminding you right now that everything you need for the next chapter is already being prepared. She doesn't want you to carry regret. She doesn't want you to live in guilt. She wants you to release the weight you were never meant to hold. The things you wish you had said, the things you wish you had done, the time you wish you had more of, she says, let them go, because she carries no anger, no disappointment, only love, only gratitude, only peace. She wants you to know that you loved her well, that she felt it, that it mattered. And now, all she wants is for you to be free. Let God hold what you can't carry. Let Him sit with you in the silence. Let Him be the comfort your soul craves. He is not asking you to move on. He is asking you to move forward with Him, with your mother's love inside you, with the strength you forgot you had, with the assurance that heaven is walking beside you. You are being rebuilt from the inside out. This is not the end of your story. This is the beginning of something new, something whole, something eternal. Your mother is not gone. She is with God, and through His Spirit, she is with you. Your mother has been asking for this moment. Her voice, soft but unrelenting in the presence of God, has been saying your name with such longing, such deep belief, such pure love, that heaven itself paused to respond. And now that response has found you. You may not have heard her words with your ears, but your heart has been listening. That stirring, that warmth, that sudden calm that you can't quite explain, those are not accidents. That's the nearness of heaven. That's the nearness of a mother's soul, still tethered to the one she loves, still wrapped around you in ways that only God could allow. She has not gone silent. She has just begun to speak in a language that only your spirit can hear. If you feel even a flicker of peace touching your chest right now, comment 777 to let heaven know your heart is open. God has never been far. Even in your loneliest hour, even in the moments you broke down with no one around to catch you, He was near. And through it all, He allowed your mother to keep watching, not to bring sorrow, but to be part of your story's healing. She has been witness to your strength, your endurance, your quiet acts of love, your stubborn hope. She has seen you choose kindness when life gave you every reason to be bitter. She has seen you press forward when everything inside you wanted to stop. And every time she saw you choose faith over fear, she wept with joy in the presence of the one who made you. Her last message is not one of sadness. It is one of release. She wants you to lay down what you were never meant to carry. She wants you to breathe again, freely, without guilt, without regret, without fear. She knows what weighs you down. She sees how often you replay moments in your mind, how often you question whether you said enough, whether she knew how deeply you loved her. And now, with the voice of heaven behind her, she is saying, yes, she knew, she still knows. She has never doubted your love. Not for a second. Your heart was her greatest treasure. She carried it with her when she entered eternity, and now she watches over it with a peace so complete that she wishes only one thing: that you would experience even a fraction of it here on earth. And that peace is beginning to enter you, little by little, not by your effort, but by the grace of God, who honors the bond between a mother and her child. There is no shame in your sadness. There is no weakness in your grief. It is proof of a love that mattered, of a bond that death could not undo. But now that love is transforming, it is no longer held in the past. It is not confined to memory. It is moving with you, living in you, growing as you grow, shifting from sorrow into strength. Your mother's love is not behind you, it walks with you now, blessing your steps, guiding your path, pointing you always toward the God who reunited her soul with eternal peace. You were never left behind. You were never meant to walk forward dragging your pain like a chain. You were made to rise, not to forget, but to be free. And that's what she wants most for you: to be free. Free from the weight of what you couldn't control. Free from the guilt of not having more time. Free from the false belief that you should have done more. Her love never measured your worth in deeds. It was always rooted in the quiet, sacred knowing that you were her child, and that alone was everything. God is now inviting you to see yourself the way she sees you, the way He sees you: beloved, chosen, forgiven, anointed. You are not weak because you are in pain. You are not lost because you still cry. You are not broken because your heart still aches. You are becoming something beautiful, something strong, something whole. The pain you carry is not being dismissed. It is being transformed. Bit by bit, like stone turning into flesh, like winter giving way to spring, the cold you've lived with is melting in the warmth of truth. And the truth is this: your story is still alive. Your purpose is still intact. Your mother's prayers are still bearing fruit. Her words to God are still circling you, covering you, shielding you in ways you may never fully understand. You've made it through what you thought would break you, You are still standing, even with shaking legs. That means you are already victorious. That means your healing has already begun. That means the worst is behind you, and what's ahead is held by God Himself. Your mother knows this. She has seen what you have not yet seen. She has seen the joy that is coming, the peace that is rising, the laughter that will return. She is asking you now, with all the love she carried in life, and even more in eternity, to say yes to living again, to say yes to forgiving yourself, to say yes to believing that something good is still waiting for you, because it is. God never allowed your story to end in the valley. He wrote mountains into your future. He wrote healing, new beginnings, unexpected blessings, and divine encounters that will show you how closely heaven has been walking beside you all along. Your mother is not gone. Her hands are just no longer tied to time, her voice no longer limited by breath. Her love now runs through you like fire, like light, like the quiet comfort of knowing that someone is always praying for you, even now, and because of that love, you will not be crushed. You will not be consumed. You will rise, carried by grace, carried by faith, carried by the prayers of a mother who never stopped believing. You've been holding so much, trying to be strong when your soul just needed space to feel, to rest, to be held. And through every silent battle, through every hidden tear, your mother has been nearer than breath, nearer than memory, nearer than your own thoughts. And she still is. She has walked with you through the shadows of grief, not in body, but in spirit, tied to you through the heart of God. She has seen your courage, even when you didn't call it that. She has seen your kindness in moments you thought no one noticed. She has seen your quiet victories when you managed to make it through another day. And through it all, her prayer to heaven has been steady and strong. God, please show my child that I never left. If your heart has felt her presence lately, even in small ways, comment 999 and let this truth settle deeper in you. This is not imagination. This is not wishful thinking. This is the mercy of God in action. He does not leave us without comfort. He does not abandon us in the places where love feels lost. He fills the empty space. He honors the prayers of those who have gone home to Him. He turns grief into a place where miracles begin, and that is what is happening now. Not because you willed it, but because heaven has moved for your sake. Your mother's love did not fade when she left this world. It became even more powerful because now it flows from the throne of God. She no longer carries fear, pain, or worry. She carries only the clearest vision of who you truly are, the version of you that she always believed in, the version that heaven sees even when you feel lost in this world. That's why she's been pleading for this moment. That's why her spirit has been reaching, waiting, hoping, asking God to open your heart so that you could feel her one more time, not in memory, but in presence. And God, in His mercy, has said yes. You were never meant to carry your sorrow alone. You were never meant to try to fix the pain by pretending it didn't hurt. Your mother's heart has always known that what you needed was not to forget, but to be reminded. Reminded that love never dies. Reminded that God is not silent. Reminded that the grave is not the end for those who belong to Him. She belongs to Him, and so do you. Let yourself breathe a little deeper right now. Let your shoulders drop. Let your heart hear what your soul has been longing for. This is not just about grief. This is about the restoration of hope, the rebuilding of strength, the return of peace. Her message is not just about where she is, it is about where you are going. Because even in heaven, she is still for you. She is still praying that you will find your voice again, that you will rediscover the parts of you that used to feel alive before sorrow tried to silence them. She is still asking God to guide your steps, to make a way for you where there seems to be none, to bring light into the places where you've been walking through darkness for too long. She sees what's ahead, and she's not afraid. She's excited, because she knows what you don't yet know. God is about to do something beautiful in your life. There are promises still waiting to be fulfilled. There are prayers she prayed long ago that are just now beginning to come to life. There are doors about to open that will make the pain make sense. There are blessings that have your name on them, protected by heaven until the right moment, and she has seen them, and she wants you to keep walking until you see them too. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to rush your healing. You only have to stay open, to stay willing, to let God carry you. And He will. He already is. He's the reason you're still standing, still breathing, still here. He's the reason this message reached you. He's the reason your mother's voice still echoes in your soul. What you're feeling now isn't just comfort, it's calling. Your mother's love is not only a reminder of what you had, it is a reminder of what is still possible. God is not done with your life. He is not finished writing your story. He is just getting started. There is joy coming. There is clarity returning. There is strength being rebuilt, day by day, breath by breath. And her prayers have everything to do with it. She wants you to live fully, not in guilt, not in fear, not in the shadow of sorrow, but in the freedom of knowing that you are still loved, still covered, still chosen. She wants you to laugh again, not because the pain never existed, but because healing is more powerful than pain. She wants you to step into each day knowing that you are surrounded by the presence of God, that you are walking with angels beside you, that she is cheering for you with every step. This is not the end of anything. This is the rising of something new, a softer heart, a clearer path, a deeper faith, a peace that can't be shaken. Your mother is not saying goodbye, she's saying go forward, keep going, keep trusting, keep showing up for the life that God is still shaping in you. He is not finished, she knows it, and now you do too. You are not walking through this alone, you are surrounded by grace, by love, by the prayers of a mother whose voice still rings in heaven, and most of all by the hand of God who never lets go. Even when your heart was quiet and your lips said nothing, your tears were speaking and your mother heard them. She has stood in the presence of the Almighty, and she has not stopped asking Him to wrap you in peace, not a temporary feeling, but a peace that anchors your soul even when everything else feels like it's falling apart. She sees you now, not just your face, but your soul. She sees the part of you that's still hurting, the part that tries to move on but doesn't know how, the part that smiles in front of others while holding back a storm inside. And she wants you to know that she's proud of you, not for pretending to be strong, but for being honest, for surviving, for waking up each day and choosing to keep going when you didn't feel like you had the strength. If your spirit feels seen and held in this moment, comment 1010 and let heaven know you are receiving this. The journey through grief is not a straight road. It twists, it turns, it stops and starts again. But through it all, God has remained steady, and your mother has been walking beside you, praying through every moment you've whispered, "I miss you," and every time your voice cracked just saying her name. She has been closer than your fears, stronger than your regrets, and more constant than your questions. There are no words that can undo the loss. And God isn't trying to erase your pain. He's trying to walk you through it. Your mother's last message to you is not one that ignores the ache in your chest. It speaks directly to it. She knows how deeply you loved her, and she wants you to know that she felt it. Every little act of kindness, every small moment you shared, every goodbye, and every word left unspoken, it all mattered. Nothing was missed, nothing was wasted. She carries your love with her in heaven, and now God is sending hers back to you. There is nothing wrong with missing her. It means her love was real. But she doesn't want her memory to bring you only tears. She wants it to awaken your spirit. She wants you to remember the joy, the laughter, the lessons, the way she poured herself into you. And most of all, she wants you to live in the freedom that only God can give. That freedom means you no longer have to carry guilt. You no longer have to ask yourself what you could have done differently. She knows your heart, and she carries no anger, no disappointment, no pain, only peace. God is using this moment to break chains off your heart, chains of sorrow, chains of shame, chains of heaviness that have been wrapped around you for too long. And your mother has been praying for this, praying that God would touch you so deeply that the weight would begin to lift, that the sadness would turn into strength, that the ache would begin to transform into purpose. You have always been more than the pain you carry. You've always been more than the loss you experienced. You are God's beloved. You are a reflection of His goodness. You are living proof that love never dies, that faith still breathes even when the heart is heavy, that miracles still happen even in the middle of mourning. God has seen how you held on even when you couldn't feel Him. He's seen how you kept walking even when your knees felt weak. He's seen how you loved others even while grieving in silence. And now He's responding with healing, with restoration, with hope. And your mother is smiling in heaven because she sees it beginning. She sees the light returning to your eyes. She sees the joy starting to rise again. She sees your hands loosening the grip on what you couldn't control and beginning to open toward what God has in store. There is still so much in front of you, so much beauty, so much purpose, so much of your life yet to be lived in the light of God's goodness. You are not a shadow of who you were before the loss. You are becoming something deeper, stronger, more radiant. Your mother's love is woven into that transformation. She planted seeds in you while she was here, and they are beginning to grow in ways that even you can't see yet. And while you may still have hard days, while you may still miss her presence, you can rest knowing that she is not lost. She is found. She is whole. She is filled with the light of God. And she is watching over you not just as a memory, but as a part of heaven's plan for your healing. She is still with you in every gentle moment. In the breeze that makes you pause, in the quiet that makes you think of her voice, in the kindness of a stranger, in the stillness when peace suddenly enters. Those are not coincidences. Those are reminders. She is near. God is near. And you are never alone. You do not have to be afraid of what comes next. Your future is not empty. It is held by the hands that also hold her. And those hands will never let go of you. God is already walking into your tomorrows. He is already healing what you haven't even been able to name yet. He is already preparing the joy that will surprise you, the grace that will carry you, the strength that will rise inside you when you least expect it. Your mother wants you to believe again, not just in God, but in yourself. She wants you to believe that you are worthy of peace, that you are still called, that you are still chosen. She wants you to stop shrinking your life to fit inside your grief. You are allowed to be happy again. You are allowed to dream again. You are allowed to build a life that is full and rich and new, not because you've forgotten her, but because she lives on in every good and holy thing that blooms inside of you. This is God, through the voice of your mother, reaching into the parts of you that were buried under sorrow, calling them back to life. It's gentle, it's quiet, but it's unstoppable. Because this moment is not the end, it's a beginning. And your mother has been praying for this new beginning for you since the moment she took her place in eternity. The ache in your soul has not been ignored by heaven. The weariness in your heart, the silent fatigue of trying to keep going when everything feels heavy, has been seen and understood by the one who formed you. And through it all, Your mother's love has remained a thread of divine strength, soft, invisible, yet unbreakable. She never stopped being your mother. Her physical absence didn't change the fact that her heart is still with you, her love still for you, her spirit still surrounding you. If you believe that this is your time to begin again, comment 1515 to declare that healing is taking root inside you now. This message is not simply a comfort, it is a commissioning. Your mother's voice, carried by the Spirit of God, is not only reminding you of her love, but calling you to rise, to come out of the heaviness, to take the hand of God and walk forward with courage into the life that is still waiting for you. Not a life defined by loss, but a life marked by love. Not a life shadowed by grief, but one led by grace. You were not created to live stuck in the past. You were not designed to be weighed down forever by what you lost. You are being called into something greater, something new. And that calling is not from a place of forgetting, it's from a place of honoring. Your mother's final message is this: she doesn't want her death to be the thing that defines you. She wants her love to be the thing that empowers you. She remembers who you are, even if you've forgotten. Even if the world has overlooked you, misunderstood you, passed by without noticing your quiet strength, she sees the real you, the brave one, the soft-hearted one, the one who still hopes, even through the hurt. She sees the same child she raised, the same soul she loved so fiercely. And she's never stopped believing that you have more in front of you than what you've left behind. The love she carried on earth is still alive, and it's working. It's shifting things around you. It's breaking chains. It's waking up the parts of you that shut down to survive. You don't have to stay guarded anymore. You don't have to keep pretending everything is fine. God is saying it's safe now. You can begin to feel again. You can begin to live again. You can begin to let go, not of her, but of the pain that kept you from hearing her clearly. Her voice is clearer now than ever before, and it is filled with the kind of love only eternity can hold. She wants you to know that she has peace beyond what she could have imagined, that she's whole, that she's healed, that everything that hurt her here on earth has vanished in the light of God's presence. And that same peace is now being extended to you. You don't have to understand it. You only have to receive it. Breathe it in. Let it quiet the storm inside you. There is a future for you. One that your mother already sees from where she is. She sees the things you haven't yet imagined. She sees the healing relationships coming into your life. She sees the laughter you thought you'd never feel again. She sees the creativity, the love, the kindness, the faith rising up in you again. She sees you becoming who God made you to be, not in spite of your pain, but through it. That's what makes this sacred. That's what makes this moment holy, because what felt like an ending is becoming the soil for something sacred to grow, and she's not missing a second of it. She is watching, she is cheering, she is praying, and most of all, she is resting in the assurance that you are being held by God. Let this be the moment your heart says yes, not to understanding, but to trusting. Not to forcing healing, but to allowing it. Let this be the moment you let love win over fear. Let peace settle in where pain tried to live for too long. Let God in, not just around your life, but into it, into the deepest places, into the ache, into the questions, into the memories. This is where your healing starts to breathe, not because you've forgotten her, but because you finally realized she never left. She is with God, and God is with you. That means she is never far. That means her prayers are still working. That means her hope for you is still alive. You may still cry. That's okay. Heaven understands tears. But even as you cry, Something in you is changing. The sadness is no longer in control. The grief is no longer your identity. You are becoming someone new, not someone without pain, but someone whose pain has been touched by the presence of God. Your mother wants you to live with freedom now, with joy, with softness again. She wants your laughter to return not because everything is perfect, but because grace is real. She wants you to step into each new day with the kind of courage that knows heaven is backing you, that angels walk beside you, that prayers are still covering you, and most of all, she wants you to know that you were never left behind. Her love is with you, God's love is within you, and together they are guiding you into a future you can trust. She wants you to know that it is okay to let go of the fear. It's okay to stop expecting the next moment to bring more pain. You've been living braced for loss, waiting for the next wave to pull you under. But she sees something different. She sees peace arriving not as a visitor, but as a resident. She sees you finally resting, not because everything is perfect, but because you've come to realize that you were never meant to carry life on your own shoulders, and you don't have to anymore. If you feel that peace beginning to settle deep inside, even just a little, comment 1717 as your quiet agreement with heaven. There's been a war in your heart, a long battle between what you've lost and what you still hope for. Some days the weight of grief has felt heavier than your own strength. Some nights you've stared at the ceiling asking for answers that never came. You've hidden your pain well, smiled when it hurt, kept going when your soul begged to stop. But your mother saw every bit of it, and God saw it too. She was there in the room when you broke down quietly and wiped the tears before anyone could see. She was there when you held the picture frame close, when you whispered "I miss you" into the silence, hoping maybe heaven could hear. And heaven did. Your words didn't fall to the ground. They were caught by the one who numbers every hair on your head and writes every one of your days in his book. They were carried into the arms of your mother, and she heard them all.